So, if you don't know, this new game just started getting bigger. It didn't just drop. It's been in open testing for a while now. It's called Archived. It's a permadeath roguelike, and it's based off Project Mu, so mainly Library of Arena. Now, I bet you're wondering, is it good? Because it's got 5k concurrent players-ish. It's like between 3 and 5k. So, recently, it's been getting more popular. I've been playing it for a while now. You know, I'm kind of dripped out. I got some stuff. And I'm here to give you some facts to critique it a little. Before I start listing some stuff, please subscribe. Click a button, help me a lot, make me happy. Now, let's start with the good stuff. Again, apology for my voice, bro. I'm sick, okay? Just cut me some slack, okay? The good. Now, I think the combat is really nice. So the combat, it's pretty slow paced. It's not like Deep Pokken where it's fast. You kind of have to think about what you want to do. So this thing above your move's called light. You gotta fill it up to be able to use that move, and you see it over here. So when you do eventually get enough light, right? You just get some. You gotta think about what move you want to use. You can't just kind of use whatever when it's off cooldown. So if I use Rip, you see it's got kind of a lengthy cooldown. Not only that, I need to get light if I want to use any move again, which is a good thing. Honestly, I like it. I like how the combat is slow paced. With your parry, if you whiff your parry, it goes on cooldown for quite a long time. I just used it. I'm gonna spam it until I can use it again. Let's see. It's still not back. Yeah, see. So if you whiff a parry, you kind of get punished a lot. But if you get knocked down, you can't get up and instantly dash away. So that's nice. So the combat is slower paced. It does force you to parry trade. You have to rely on your M1s more, and your M1s do solid damage in this game. It's not like just a little tickle and only certain moves will, really damage you. And there's also some high light cost moves, so if you want to use it, right, it uses all your light and it takes a while to build it back up. So this game really forces you to think. It's not really, you can't get away with just button mashing, right? Another good thing, there's a good variety of dungeons you can do. There's Warp Train, there's Library, there's different bosses you could do. That's, there's options to progress, you're not locked to one thing. There's also a ton of different contracts you could do, whether they're combat related or not. Another thing, there's a lot of weapons in this game. Like, I mean a lot of weapons. I don't have the cello right now on hand, but if you just scroll through the weapons tab, there's like, you got some variety, dude, okay? And even with the builds, there's 7 different trees you can go into, all with a different status effect. And I like how each, like, affinity has a status effect that goes along with it. So there's some pretty nice variety for what you can do. For ego, which is kind of like your ultimate, there's a good amount, but they're still adding more. So, if you're worried about making a cool build, you shouldn't be, because there's a lot of options. Now, the bad stuff. This game is not beginner friendly in the slightest. You will be confused if you don't search anything up. Like, you're not gonna, it's not easy to go through. So, well, luckily there's a cello, but I do recommend they make like a tutorial or something. I do have a guide video up for that, so you could go watch that on my channel. Another bad thing that I can think of, it's not really enjoyable if you're a solo player, because this game, right, in the back streets, you kind of run around. You can just get jumped at any time, and if you do die, you could wipe or just lose all your stuff. So a thing that happens every time you die, you lose all of your items, just completely down the drain. And if you get killed during a night event in a server, you're completely wiped if you're grade 3, 2, or 1. If you're not, if you're a lower grade than that, you just go down a grade, but if you D-rank 3 times, you are wiped. So I do recommend getting a group of friends to play this, or it's pretty dangerous. The back streets is not a safe place. Last thing I can think of that's honestly, that's a bad aspect that I could critique. There's not much endgame stuff to do. So me being maxed, right, I could go grind loot, but I also don't really have a use for that loot. I could just go jump people for fun, that's fun and all, but it only is fun for such a long amount of time, and then it gets boring. But it is an open testing, they are adding stuff for me to do. So honestly, I think this is a good game. If you're wondering if you should play it or not, I think the answer to that would be yes. You should give it a try at least, because it is pretty fun. The combat is, it's high stakes, because it's slow paced, and if you mess up, you really, you can't really win just for having a better build. It's really skill versus skill, not build versus build, Even if you have a better build than someone, which isn't really possible in this game, honestly. Everything is pretty well balanced. I think what you run is just up to preference, really. Like, I've never had a time where I lose because someone has a better move than me or anything like that. So I think it's pretty well rounded, honestly. So yeah, final thoughts. Game is fun. You should give it a spin. Give it a try. You know, I know Project Moon fans don't have the best reputation, and I didn't even know about Project Moon before I played this, but this is fun, dude, and it's cool, okay? Just give it a try. I promise you'll have a good time. And if you don't, well, it's fine. You just spent a little bit of time trying to find something new, and you didn't like it, that's all. So put some time into the game, and also like the video and subscribe, please. It helps me a lot. And y'all have a good one.